Hi everyone and welcome to this video. I'm Shelby and this video is one that I have made for other musicians, and that is ranking slash reacting to Billy Joel's top 5 most popular songs on Spotify. So like I said, I have done a video like this for maybe 5 or 6 other artists, and typically I try and pick artists that are either very well known, have been performing for years and years, or artists that haven't really released new music recently, because the way Spotify works, their most popular isn't necessarily the most streamed. It could also be what's just like really popular at the moment. So for example, if an artist released a new album, a lot of songs from that new album could be in the most popular list for a while, if that makes sense. So Billy Joel is a musician that I have not talked about yet on my channel, which is kind of interesting because he is actually a musician that I have seen in concert twice. Granted, both times were over a decade ago, which is wow. Wow. I did not realize it's been that long. Whew. That last time I saw him live, it's a long story. I talk about it in one of my other very first few videos I've ever made, but essentially I got to the front row, so I ended up high-fiving him. So, that was a fun time. So I want to talk about Billy Joel because everyone knows, I think, at least Piano Man by him, whether or not you know it's from Billy Joel or not. But I felt like it was time for me to bring Billy onto my channel, and I felt that doing a reaction of the most popular songs by him on Spotify would be the best first video for me to do. So let's get into it. The way I do these videos is I will start with the number 5 on the list, which would be the one with the least amount of streams, and work my way up to number 1. And then at the end, I will discuss the songs and say if I agree with the top 5 most popular, or if there are other songs that I would have included or thought would have been in the top 5. Number 5 at 147 million streams is a song from the album The Stranger, a very famous Billy Joel album, and it is the song Vienna. And I am so pleasantly surprised to see this song on the top 5, because Vienna is one of my personal favorites of Billy's songs. I think Vienna is just a gorgeous piano song. It's just very nice, and I love the message of the song and the lyrics and the melody. So although Vienna is one of my personal favorites from The Stranger, there are a lot of very popular songs from that album. So I did not anticipate on seeing that being in the top 5. It's a beautiful ballad. If you haven't heard it and you are in the mood for just a really gorgeous traditional song with just the music production is very simple on that, but the piano is so pretty, and the lyrics, I love the message of the lyrics. So if you haven't heard Vienna, please go ahead and check it out. It's definitely one I love to sing along to as well. I think it's a very nice sing-along song. Number 4 at 162 million streams is also from The Stranger, and that is She's Always a Woman. She's Always a Woman is a very popular Billy Joel song. It's your classic piano slow love song, and I think that's why so many people love it. Now, me personally, I definitely appreciate She's Always a Woman, but that is not a Billy Joel song that I personally am inclined to listen to like all the time. If I'm gonna listen to Billy Joel, it's probably one of his more popular ones that I skip. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I like his storytelling songs a bit more, that are like storytelling lyrically. That could be why. I don't know. But I am not shocked to see She's Always a Woman in the top 5. I feel like that is definitely a crowd favorite that doesn't surprise me. Number 3 at almost 230 million streams is We Didn't Start the Fire. And We Didn't Start the Fire is definitely one of the Billy Joel songs that I enjoy listening to the most. And I think it's because it is so unique, because all it is just listing historical events. That is the song. The song is listing the historical events with the chorus that's just saying, we didn't start the fire. It's always been burning since the world's been turning. Like, it's basically just showing how things have always been insane since the beginning. Man, if we were to make a song like that now in 2021, I just feel like the song would be 20 minutes long. It would be so long, but I think We Didn't Start the Fire is probably one that people like just because the concept of it lyrically is definitely one of a kind, but also done with a really catchy melody, and it's a very quick upbeat song, and it is an easy one to play on the radio, to play in public. So I am not very surprised to see that one on the list. Stream wise, number 2 at 401 million streams is the classic Uptown Girl. Uptown Girl is such a Billy Joel love song, and I think that's what I love about it. Like, Billy Joel, a lot of his songs, you know, they're very like New York, Italian, like you can get that influence, which I actually really like. It feels very authentic. And Uptown Girl is not only the backing vocals, the oh, all that, like everyone knows it, everyone loves it. It is so incredibly catchy. Like, it just gets stuck in your head, and even if you don't know the words to anything else in that song, like if you don't know all of the lyrics, you probably know the backing vocals, and it's right there with We Didn't Start the Fire. Like, Uptown Girl is a song that I still hear in public, hear on radio. It's just so peppy. It is so peppy, and it is a very classic love story song of like, you know, oh, she's the uptown girl and I'm like the downtown guy, like Romeo, Juliet, opposites attract sort of thing. You know what? I'm just realizing that, yeah, Uptown Girl is like New York City's Romeo and Juliet. That's kind of how it feels, like, story-wise. And finally, unsurprisingly, the song with the most streams at 465 million streams is a song that I think has played at every wedding reception I have ever been to, and that is Piano Man. The ultimate sing-along song. For me, Piano Man is a song I do enjoy because it's all in the lyrics. It's all in the lyrics for me. I love the concept of it, like a piano man in a bar who has met all these different people, and each verse is talking about a different person's like life story, like things that you would hear in like your local bar. And I think that song and so many of the other songs, like that is a big reason why I have always loved Billy Joel's music, is because I love how the songwriting style is very blunt. The way he writes his lyrics, it's truly like stories that you would go and tell your friends, but just put to melody and like fantastic piano playing. And Piano Man, I think the whole story and concept of the song, it is relatable to many people, like the whole just conversations you have at a bar sort of thing. And I think that's why it's probably taken off, why it's been around and played and loved for so long. Okay, so now I'm going to show all 5 songs right here beside me, and I'm gonna have that stay for a while, and I'm gonna just discuss a little bit more in detail about what surprised me in the top 5 and what maybe I personally expected to see or would change. Let's start with the obvious ones. The ones that I am not surprised at all to see in the top 5 are Piano Man, Uptown Girl, and We Didn't Start the Fire. At first, I thought maybe We Didn't Start the Fire was surprising, but as I thought about it more, I was like, you know what? No, I do hear that song like out and about pretty often when I like now that I think about it. So not that shocking to see those three. Uptown Girl and Piano Man were for sure a given in my eyes. Like I had every intention on seeing them in the top 5, and I knew Piano Man would be number 1. Okay, so the 2 songs that I do find surprising to see in the top 5 would be She's Always a Woman and Vienna. As I said earlier in the video, I'm pleasantly surprised to see Vienna in the top 5 because I personally love that song. I think it's a very gorgeous song. But from this album in particular, The Stranger, I really felt that Only the Good Die Young was going to be in the top 5. I feel like that's a very classic Billy Joel song, and I feel like a lot of people enjoy it. Only the Good Die Young is like another version of Uptown Girl because it's basically Billy Joel is the man that is kind of like rough and tough, and he's trying to woo a lady who is from a very traditional Roman Catholic family, and it's just talking all about that and trying to help her like live a little and such. But once again, I feel like it's really catchy, and I am very surprised that from that album, She's Always a Woman and Vienna were listed in the top 5 over Only the Good Die Young. On a selfish level, and I don't know the popularity of this song with the world, but on a selfish level, also from The Stranger, I think one of my absolute favorite songs from Billy Joel is Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. Scenes from an Italian Restaurant has all of the things I love in a song. It has all of the things that make me enjoy listening to Billy Joel's music because of the piano, the shifts in the music, and how the music is really contributing to telling this love story of like high school sweethearts that run and get married, and everyone is kind of questioning it, and it ends in them divorcing. But I love the shifts in the melody, in the music, and in the tempo. And once again, the wonderful, like, it's a story that you feel like someone's just telling a friend, like, oh, what's happening with these old people we used to know from high school. And I love that. But I also love how just New York it feels. I really love that song. So on a selfish note, it would have been cool to see that in the top 5, but I was not expecting to see it in the top 5. Another song I felt like could have been in the top 5 was The Longest Time. That's another Billy Joel song I feel like I hear pretty often publicly, or know that a lot of people know and enjoy. It is a great all a cappella song, so I guess it could have gone either way. It could have been in the top 5 or it could have not been, but I did kind of think it was going to be there. There are so many other Billy Joel songs that I could sit and list that could have potentially been in the top 5, but I feel like I would be here a very long time. And I also am a little bit biased because Billy Joel his music is music that I haven't listened to it as much recently in the last 5 years or so, but in my teenage years, Billy Joel was on like a very heavy rotation for me. So I do feel pretty acquainted with his catalog. So that does make it a little bit more challenging for me to narrow down like what songs I thought would be in the top 5, but generally speaking, when I make these videos, I do try and think in like the public sense, like what I expect to see from the public. So let me know in the comments if you like Billy Joel's music, what songs you thought would be in the top 5, or just in general, what your favorite songs are from Billy Joel. Like I said, I haven't done a Billy Joel video yet, so I would love to know what your thoughts are and what you enjoy by him. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate every single one of you who watch or subscribe. It truly means the world to me. It is a fun hobby to have, and I like talking about music with all of you. So go ahead and do so. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it until the very end of the video. And until next time, bye.